Hi there, my name's Brooke Baumgart, and I live here in New York City.
So, Brooke, you had a real bad date.
Yeah.
Did you end up footing the bill?
No,
So you didn't pay. It's good. Did you give him a kiss?
no,
No. Okay. And did you see this person ever again?
no.
Tell me what's the first thing that happened? How did you meet him?
So, I met him on a dating app. I met him and, found him very attractive. I'm like, cool, love it. And then we chatted for about a week or so, and, we got along. Cool personality, seemed like really chill. So I was like, all right, yeah, let's meet up, go to dinner.
So is that normal for you? Like, your preference? How long do you like to message someone before you actually go out on a date?
It really depends. I've had others where we just talk for like 2 days and we're like, yes, let's do it. My instincts usually are really, really good. So I kind of follow those. But for that time, I was off actually filming a feature in San Diego. So we kind of had to wait anyway.
Because you do hear varying opinions about, some people don't want to pen pal and kind of just want to, hit the first date. And then there's
Yeah.
others who are like, no, I want to see if I have a connection first. So you met up with this person. Where'd you guys go?
And we didn't get to the place.
Oh.
We didn't even get there. We were going, he said he made reservations at this restaurant down the Lower East Side here in New York City. And I was like, oh, very cool. And he's like, it's really close to me. So if you want, you can meet at my place and then we could walk together. I'm like, all right, easy enough. So I went to his place and then I texted him first and I was like, hey, I'm here. You want me to buzz or you just want to come down? And he was like, oh, crap. So I forgot I wanted to tell you. The restaurant called. There was a problem with the reservations. We needed to push it back another hour. So he was like, so sorry about this, but why don't you just come up and then we can wait until we need to leave. So right there, I was like, huh.
Is that red flag number one?
Yeah, and I was like, but again, I was kind of new to all this, and I'm like, all right, it's not his fault. He was like, Brooke, oh my God, awesome, you're here, come on in. And I'm like, thinking in my head, is this a roommate?
Oh no.
And I'm like, so,
Oh no.
and also a little precursor, the guy that I saw in the profile, 6'1", chiseled face, very lean, great smile. This person was 5'5", heavier, round face, totally different eyes. And this isn't like, oh, you gained a little weight during quarantine or it was a few years back. This was a completely different person.
This was not a person who kind of looked like the person, or this is not someone who had his college pictures up and now he's 10 years older and hasn't worked out. This is a completely different person. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the only thing similar was like hair color, eye color, and ethnicity. This felt so wrong and creepy. He opened the bottle of wine. He just like, here you go. And I'm like, okay. And his roommate comes out. He's like blasting music. And he's like, oh, it's so loud out here. Why don't we go to my room? And he like kind of pulls me. And I'm like, where are we going? And he like sits me down on his bed. And he sits in a chair across from me. Like he's about to do I don't know, like a little interview for a job. And he's like, staring at me. And suddenly he starts asking these weird questions, like way too deep, way too personal for anyone to ask on a first date, asking me like, what is your true passion? Like besides your career, like what do you feel in your soul? Tell me a secret you've never told anyone. And I was like, no. And he's like, yes, tell me. I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, come on, you can tell me. I'm like, and immediately I was like, I can't do this. And right now we're about 10 minutes in. I want to tell you, I feel extremely uncomfortable. I feel lied to and I feel scared. And he's like, why? There's nothing to be scared about. I'm like, you brought me into your bedroom and like forced a glass of wine in my hand. And he's like, oh, I just thought you'd be more comfortable and relaxed. And I looked at him, suddenly I'm like, okay, we got to cry a little more. And I was like, listen, it's not you. I'm new to this and I broke up with my boyfriend and, I thought I was ready, but I'm not ready. I gotta go. I don't feel comfortable. And I like shoved the glass of wine and I booked it out of there. I have high heels, but I'm like running. Yeah. So I finally get out of the building and I'm just walking down the Lower East Side, just so agitated. And he texts me, "What the fuck was that? Are you bipolar or something?" And I then kind of realized the pictures that he posted, and I should have realized before, were pictures either from like stock photography or like a model.
Everything that you said so far, I've been trying to rack my brain. You know, this is when I try to figure out which app was this from. I think I figured it out. I don't think it was Tinder, because even though catfishing and Tinder are synonymous with each other, this one kind of has a feel between Bumble and Hinge. I'm going to say Bumble because the photos, he wants you to like him and he wants you to send the first text message. So the best way for him to get you to send the first text message is by putting these stock photos of models on there. Hinge. That's so interesting.
But I get the Bumble thing. I really do. But yep.
Okay, Hinge. I just always found, I mean, the professing the love that kind of correlates with Hinge, so I can see that. I just thought I actually think is it kind of hard to catfish on Hinge, or?
It can be, but I've learned some tips and tricks. I take it as a good sign when you have your Instagram connected to it, because then that shows me that you're on more. I can see more current things. So I know you're a real person, but I get it. You don't want to connect your social media, whatever, but it does give me a better sense in a thing. Also, I look at like the grain of the photos. I look at all these things now very in-depthly. Like I really go, does it look too professional? Like, is it really professional looking and he's not an actor or a model in his thing? Like, is he a software engineer? And you're having like, you're on a set looking like there's these things now that I have to look out for. But it's just so saying like, guys, just don't lie. Because then you're not going to get another guy or a girl that appreciates you, likes you for your personality, for your looks. You're going to get, and in the end, you're going to get hurt. And then you're going to feel like, am I not good enough? Just be honest, and you'll attract the person that you should be attracting, that will work with you, that enjoys you.
Do you have anything else you learned about maybe preventing catfish? I know you mentioned the checking the Instagram and all of that stuff. Is there anything else that you can express to other people out there to maybe how to prevent this from happening to them?
I mean, I think in the end, it's kind of unavoidable. It's sad but true. But I guess if you really need to do your research, also follow your gut like it's your best friend. Like humans have very great instincts. You need to trust them. And if you're on their profile and something feels off, most of the time it is. But I do think with every of these bad dates, you learn more. So I feel like in the end, you're gonna have to have these bad ones to know what to look for good ones. Because so far, after that happened and another one bad happened, I learned so much.
Last thing I'll leave you with is your last final thoughts, any recommendations for people that you can take away from your experience?
Again, I think the best advice is follow your instincts and maybe have your friends help out. I'm not a big sleuther. I'm not really about, like, I don't Google people. But I have some friends that, one, enjoy it and are pretty good. If you have friends that are really good at that, maybe get them in, get a second opinion. Maybe you're just so eager to meet someone, you kind of have goggles on and, you know, you read something and it's like, oh, that's so funny. And your friend's like, that's extremely weird and gross. Like, maybe get a second opinion. But in the end, it's, you know, it's your mind, it's your body, it's your time. And trust yourself. If you're getting bad vibes, then you're getting bad vibes. Get out.